Watching. I'm A.J. Hammer, and tonight in the Showbiz Countdown, playing the president. Well, the world watched tonight as President Obama and Mitt Romney faced off in their first debate. That was the real thing. And what we also love are the comedians who play presidents. Some comics are so good at it, we often confuse their memorable quotes with what the real president actually said. Well, now, Showbiz Tonight is counting down our top 5 best, greatest, most dead-on funny presidential impersonators. As the current president knows,
the economy's in the tank. The job market's horrible.
being impersonated is part of the job. And there are a few comic giants whose presidential impersonations were ones for the ages.
Guess what, amigo? I'm coming to get you.
It's bad. They're bad.
I am bulletproof.
Tonight in the Showbiz Countdown, we bring you the top 5 presidential impersonators. At number 5, Chevy Chase as Gerald Ford.
What's this about a press conference, Ron? You called it, Mr. President. Called it what?
Chevy Chase's Gerald Ford was absolutely hilarious.
Hello.
Chevy Chase, performing in the mid-'70s on some new comedy show called Saturday Night Live, didn't try too hard to look or sound like the 38th president. What he did was fall down. A lot.
Whereas the...
Gerald Ford is probably one of the most athletic presidents in modern history, but Chevy decided to play him as kind of this bumbling, clumsy fool.
Shall we begin, gentlemen?
Oh, no problem.
Number 4 on Showbiz Tonight's countdown of the top 5 presidential impersonators, Vaughn Meter as John F. Kennedy.
Now, you see, ladies and gentlemen, there is someone going around this country impersonating me.
In the 1960s, Vaughn Meter lampooned JFK on shows like The Ed Sullivan Show and on records that had people lining up by the millions.
It was one of the best-selling albums of all time after it was released.
He's doing my gestures, and he's using my lines. Do not ask what this country can do for you. That's one of my original lines.
Number 3 on Showbiz Tonight's countdown of the top presidential impersonators, Will Ferrell as George W. Bush.
Don't mess with Texas.
Will Ferrell's skill at lampooning the 43rd president on Saturday Night Live can be summed up in one word.
Strategery.
So a lot of the American public firmly believes that George W. Bush actually mangled the word strategy and said strategery, when actually it was just Will Ferrell's impersonation.
I'd like to address my remarks tonight to Mr. Osama bin Laden. You made a big mistake. If you'd had any brains, you would have challenged me to a game of Scrabble.
Number 2 on Showbiz Tonight's countdown of the top 5 presidential impersonators, Daryl Hammond as Bill Clinton on SNL.
And I believe if there is one thing my presidency will be remembered for, it will be honesty and integrity.
Daryl Hammond really nailed both the Southern drawl, the swagger.
If there's one thing I've learned, it's that our laws are like piñatas. The more you beat them, the more candy you get.
And now, the big reveal. Number 1 on Showbiz Tonight's countdown of the top 5 presidential impersonators, Dana Carvey as George H.W. Bush.
Hurricane Hugo doing that damage down there, going round and round, doing that hurricane thing down there. A lot of damage. Natural disaster, not my fault.
How perfect was Dana Carvey's George Bush on SNL?
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
It got the seal of approval from Bush himself.
Bush 1 has actually impersonated Dana Carvey impersonating him.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
As Dana Carvey would say, not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Now,
and that's why it tops our countdown of the best presidential impersonations.
And it was good.
Well, for me, there's no question that Dana Carvey impersonation will definitely go down in history as one of the all-time best. But we have our own pro here tonight. Rumor has it he does a killer Obama. I'm talking about Tommy Davidson. His brilliant show is called Black Dynamite. It airs Sunday nights on the Cartoon Network Adult Swim. Great to see you, Tommy.
You too.
So what do you think? Dana Carvey, number one. I mean, there's no way we got that wrong.
I'd put Dana Carvey number one, but is there a 0-1 spot? Because I'd steal that.
Okay. Steal that for yourself, are you saying?
Yeah, of course. Vote for me. I'm like Obama.
Well,
I mean,
well, then you're
going
to have to give it up for us if I'm going to continue with this. You're going to have to give up a little Obama. Come on, man.
Well, I think that the difference between Obama and the other candidate is that he can take something that is unimportant and make it sound important. Like, for instance, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. They're part of an essential breakfast. Tony is very athletic, and he can do anything. He can jet ski, he can ride a bike, and he's got a swanky bandana. So if you watch the bandana, you look at him ride a bike, you look at they're part of an essential breakfast, you can see that Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, they're great.
See, now I'm going to have Frosted Flakes for breakfast, and I'm not even going to